Premium drones such as the Mavic Pro from DJI are equipped with Optical Flow or VPS. This means that by looking at the ground and sensing for movements to correct, the drone can hover indoors where there is no GPS signal. Could there be a drone for $45 that can do just that? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to Andronema. This month I'm in New South Wales in Australia, and the weather is lovely, hot and sunny, and love for testing the Flying3D Reaper FY919. Now let's get to the review. Okay, so let's unbox this Flying3D Reaper. Alright, so inside the packaging, that's another box. We have got the Reaper itself. Now we've got to remember that this is a very budget quad. This retails for £25 from Banggood.com, and yet it has optical flow positioning, which is really cool because on drones like the Dobby and the DJI products, they have what's called VPS or Optical Flow, which is basically a camera on the bottom of the quad that takes pictures of the ground so that it can position itself in the air. I mean, a bit like GPS really, but of course it won't handle that much wind. So let's unbox this. So inside the box we have got a little piece of packaging. Rather tough to get out. We have got the quad itself. Now, for a quad this size, it has got a reasonable amount of weight, and it looks quite cool as well. You've got these fully protected ducted fans around here, so there's no chance of you breaking props on this thing, and it's spinning tri-blade props, which is interesting. We have got the transmitter, and we have got a little bag of goodies, which includes a charger for this and 4 spare propellers. Now the battery inside this quad is actually a 2S with one of these little micro lossy connectors on it as usual. We have got a balance plug, so this is 2S, which is actually nice for a quad this size, so we should expect some fairly good flight times. But it's only a 350 milliamp, so very low amperage, and a 2S, which is rather strange to see actually. So let's have a closer inspection of this drone. So this is the Flying3D Reaper FY919. So this, as I said, positions itself over the ground by taking pictures of the ground, and when it sees a change in that ground, it will compensate. Now optical flow sometimes doesn't work over a surface that's overall the same, like for instance carpet. So if you fly this thing over carpet, the optical flow sensor probably wouldn't be its best. But if you fly over a surface like this where you've got some fairly good identification, then it should be pretty good. Now this camera, by the looks of it, is just a 0.3 megapixel camera, which tilts almost downwards actually, so that's quite good. Now don't expect great resolution off this camera, as it is only 0.3 megapixel, which is just your regular VGA 640 by 480, but then this thing is for fun. It's not for filming, it's for fun. Now to insert the battery, it plugs into the little port like that and slots into here. Now that balance connector does take up a bit of space, but it's still a fairly good fit in that compartment, nice and snug. Now this actually has an on-off switch, which is nice. So on the bottom here we have got a little on-off switch, so when we turn this on we get our flashing lights, and we've got blue lights in the front and red on the back, and it actually looks pretty cool like this with the red lights and the blue lights on the front. It's like a kind of spaceshipy sort of thing. Now we've actually got a plug for the camera here, so if we don't want to use the camera and make it not take up battery, we can just pull that out and the camera won't operate, which is actually quite nice. So let's get on to the transmitter. So at first glance, really this transmitter looks like a regular transmitter you get with budget quads. But no, this thing expands phone in it like that and put it on there. Now that only just fits. Now this is an iPhone 6s Plus, which really is quite a big phone, and it only just fits, but it's really nice and snug. We've got our regular controls that everybody knows what they do. Here we have got our trim buttons, so forward, backward, right and left trim. We've got a flip button, so click that button and move the stick in the direction you want the quad to flip and it will flip. The top left shoulder button is speed, so press that button to change how fast this quad flies. Here we have got a takeoff and landing button, so press that to launch the quad and press it again to land. Now this actually has yaw trim, which is a really nice touch. So these two buttons are for yaw trim, so those will change the yaw of this quad. And this is an emergency stop button, so press that button and it will basically kill the motors and the quad will fall to the sky. Here we've got a little calibrate button, so you press that button with the quad on a flat level surface and it will calibrate the gyros and accelerometers. Here we have got headless mode and return to home. Headless mode doesn't really work very well on these quads without GPS. And this button is beginner mode, which means that you can only fly to a limited height, which is good for beginners because they're not going to lose their drone. And finally we have got an on-off button here. And I'll put on the screen how many batteries this transmitter takes. So now let's get on to downloading the app. Okay, so to go over some of the app functions here, we have got controls here, which I don't think you can actually get rid of them. Maybe when you connect the control, it gets rid of them. One thing, we've got this little spaceship cockpity thing when you open this app, and I still wish that wasn't there. We've got a reverse thing here. I don't know why you'd ever want to reverse that. We've got stick size, which is nice, so we can actually press that button there to unlock stick size, and now we can adjust the size of our sticks, so you can adjust your stick sizes and where the sticks are to your personal preference, which is actually quite nice. We've got a calibrate button, so click that and it will calibrate the quad. Beginner mode, our headless mode and everything there. I don't know what that button does there. We've got a little VR button here, which is actually quite cool. So when we click that button, we've got it like this, so the screen is split in two, so you could put this in something like a virtual reality headset and have a really immersive 3D camera. This isn't a 3D camera, but still that should be quite cool. And here, oh yeah, there's a button that gets rid of the silly little cockpity thingy. Another button here which brings up our videos. We've got a record button and a photo button there. And finally we've got a takeoff button, an emergency stop button, your trims, and gyroscope control. You have to connect the transmitter first. If you want to have control over the quad via the transmitter, you have to connect the transmitter first, and then you have the controls on your transmitter. Otherwise, it's just going to be controlled via the phone. So now that we've got all those specs out of the way, let's give this thing a flight test. Okay, so we're going to do the flight test of the Flying3D Reaper here now, and we've got a lovely hot and sunny day. It's 24 degrees and we've got very light winds. We've only got 4 or 5 miles per hour blowing, so this is going to be great for a flight test. So we are going to slot our phone into this lovely controller. I'm going to attach the battery. So we're going to power it on first, and then power on the remote first. We've got to remember to power on the remote first, or else we're going to be controlling the quad via the app. And it automatically connected to this quad, which is actually quite nice. Now we're going to go into the Flying3D app, and we have got our video. Woohoo! And I want to get rid of that yucky cockpit thing. And now we're going to press the takeoff button here, and it should take off. Oh, very slowly. Now I'm going to immediately have to go into full rates because we've got quite a bit of wind blowing here. I'm also going to have to trim it a bit. let's do a bit of a fly around first. I am full into the wind here and it's not moving much. This time we're going to take off this way, so I'm going to press take off again. And we're been quite pushed about right now. But this optical flow is going pretty well, except we have got a lot of wind today. So I'd say that this doesn't cope very well with wind. But anyhow, let's take it for a bit of a flight test. Now I'm going to try and get it to do that flip, so clicking the left trigger. Alright, it's not flipping. That's weird. Looks like it's not flipping there, which is quite strange. So let's try this beginner mode thing. So if I click this in, I shouldn't be able to go higher than a certain altitude. Alright, so I'm full stick up now and it's not letting me go any higher, which is quite nice. So if I go up here, it stops going up at that altitude until I turn off beginner mode, and then I can go as high as I want. But yeah, we're getting quite pushed about by this wind. Anyhow, we're going to record some video, and I'm also going to start my screen recording and start some video, and let's take off again. Alright, we're in third weight now, so this should give us more pitch. Alright, that's better. Now let's try and fly this a bit FPV. Because we've got a pretty good FPV feed. So that was some pretty good FPV flight. I want to see if we can do a flip now that we're out of beginner mode. Still can't do a flip, so that's quite strange. That's quite a bit strange. Now here we are, we got an example of the optical flow now. So I'm hands off the sticks and this thing is staying pretty steady. Now this isn't really a fair demonstration because of course the wind, but it's still a pretty good demonstration to show how well this optical flow actually handles in a bit of wind. Because I'm hot. So this is a pretty nice flyer. It's really nice and controlled. Really nice, controlled and smooth. See if we can get some shots of us. Oh, this is why we went down there. Let's take it for a bit of an altitude test. So I'm going to get up to some altitude here. Now you can fly this with just the app, but I don't know why you'd want to fly it with an app when you've got this lovely controller. Now we still aren't on LVC, which is pretty good, considering that this is only a tiny 350 milliamp hour battery. Oh, there we go. But we've still got some battery, so this is a pretty good battery life. Now I will say, my charger didn't work very well. It was like I charged it over the said 90 minutes and it didn't change, the lights didn't change at all, so I don't know what's up with that really. but I charged the battery up and we have got a pretty good flight time. So anyway, let's take this little quad for a roundup and summary.